Updates from overseas now. Saudi Arabia apparently calling off these bombing raids on rebels in Yemen, apparently because of pressure from the White House. The airstrikes ending as the administration struggles to explain why American warships are in that area. Pentagon sources telling Fox News the Navy is tracking an Iranian convoy suspected of carrying weapons to the Shia fighters in Yemen. The State Department, however, squashing that prospect.
I want to be very clear, just so no one has the wrong impression, that they are not there to intercept Iranian ships, to do issues like that. That the purpose of moving them is only to ensure the shipping lanes remain open and safe. I think there was some misreporting and confusion on this, and I just wanted to be very clear. That
from yesterday. Meanwhile, Jen Psaki, the White House earlier today, refusing to say exactly what the American ships are doing.
This is a case where not just the United States, but the international community has made clear that Iranian support to the Houthis is unacceptable. They passed an arms embargo through the UN earlier this week, but I'm not going to lay out what actions may or may not be taken. That would be irresponsible from here.
So what is going on here? Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, Fox News strategic analyst. And Colonel, good morning to you in Washington. Explain us in the big picture. Why are folks talking past each other?
Well, the great Shia-Sunni civil war in the Middle East has come to Washington, D.C. Now, we're not shooting bullets, we're just shooting words and press releases. But basically, you've got an amazing split with the Pentagon saying, look, we got to support our traditional allies, who happen to be Sunni in the Middle East, and the Kerry State Department and the administration doing everything it can to appease Iran and chasing this nuke deal and this unicorn notion that we can have a grand reconciliation with Iran. So, pardon me. So what you've got basically is the Pentagon trying to hold together the old alliances and the administration just abandoning them and pressuring the Saudis to stop their bombing campaign against the Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen, because the administration doesn't want to do anything to alienate Iran. And in fact, it's now to the point where it's doing Iran's bidding, which is one of the most preposterous situations in the history of American foreign policy.
Well, you wonder, if you reach a choke point, you know, what do we do? If we're worried about surface-to-air missiles going into Yemen, are we now willing to stop that? And it doesn't appear that answer is clear.
Well, we even have a UN mandate. There's a UN-backed arms embargo on supplying the Houthi rebels. But clearly, Marie Harf and Jen Psaki don't want to hear it. So we have diverted the Theodore Roosevelt, the aircraft carrier, as well as a guided missile cruiser, the USS Normandy, from missions in the Persian Gulf. The Roosevelt was there to fly missions in Iraq and Syria against Islamic State. Well, they were diverted. Those ships were diverted to join other ships on station around the Gulf of Aden off the coast of Yemen. If you don't mean it, if you don't want to use them, for heaven's sake, don't divert them. Don't have them doing figure eights out there in the water just because the administration doesn't know what to do. So the bottom line is this, and I've said it before on Fox: if you just don't make a fist unless you mean to land a punch. And the administration's threats have been so empty, so encouraging to Iran, so discouraging to our allies, that they are making the situation much, much worse. And
well, we're going to see about that, Colonel. Let me just show our viewers a map here about what we're talking about, okay? Saudi Arabia, along with Egypt and Qatar and the UAE, they're fighting forces down here in Yemen. The Houthi rebels we mentioned are backed by the Shia in Iran. And what the Theodore Roosevelt was doing, Colonel, it was here in the Persian Gulf, right? So it's steaming out here in the Arabian Sea, somewhere between Oman and Yemen, shadowing right now, shadowing this Iranian fleet that at last check was still steaming at the same, well, I guess it was nine knots an hour, okay? So now we have the situation here. If the Iranians come to the coast of Yemen, if they dock, what do we do? And what the president says, that what we've told them, if there are weapons delivered to factions within Yemen that could threaten navigation, that's a problem. Now, what's the comment about threatening navigation? What does that mean to you as a military man?
Well, that's really a red herring in the sense he's got it backward. The Houthi rebels, with short-of-ship missiles, anti-ship missiles, could indeed threaten navigation at the in the Bab al-Mandab Straits, at basically the southern tip of Yemen, where Africa and the Arabian Peninsula almost come together. But if you want to prevent that from happening, then you'd have to stop the Iranian ships from supplying the Houthi rebels. But we've clearly got a case where the State Department administration don't even want to admit that we're watching those Iranian vessels, that we're shadowing them. Marie Harf denied that. And so you've got a situation again,
she called the Theodore Roosevelt Battle Group discreet. I mean, that's a big chunk of floating steel on the ocean, Colonel.
Yeah, it's a big chunk of floating steel doing not much of anything. I mean, it's the administration is so strategically muddled that the only thing I can guarantee you out of this mess is that Iran will emerge the winner. We and our traditional allies will be the losers.
Wow. Well, we will see what happens when they reach port at some point and dock. That will be when the rubber literally meets the road in Yemen. Colonel, thank you. Ralph Peters in Washington.